Hangover 2.
Yeah.
We're here. A lot of people waiting for this movie. Just kind of tell me, you're in Bangkok now. It had to have been a very crazy experience once again, right?
It was insane. It was the hardest movie I've ever shot for sure, and I think Ed, Zach, and Todd would echo that. But it was incredible. It was a great script that Todd wrote with 2 other guys, and we had to up Vegas.
Absolutely, which is almost impossible. But
yeah, but then you get to that town and you realize it's very easily achievable with the right content. And Bangkok is ripe with that. It's a dark movie, this one. Darker.
Sure. Well, I actually interviewed Ed recently in Chicago. Oh. And so I said, can you give away anything? He goes, all I'm going to tell you. And he's like, is you're going to freak out. I said, it can't be anything worse than losing a tooth, right? Yeah. And he just stared at me on camera for about 30 seconds. So, I did just see it. And we're not giving away anything, but wow.
Yeah.
You're lucky he gets all the bad things that happen to him. Right?
I know Phil gets away clean. Well, not totally.
Yeah.
But
nothing like that.
Ed Helms in this movie, I don't know what you thought, but to me, I walked out there and went, well, this guy, that's like one of the best comedic performances I've seen in years.
Absolutely.
I think he's incredible in the movie.
Well,
and it all happens. I mean, Stu the whole movie happens to Stu, like the first one. The first one, Stu's the one that goes through everything. You have sort of Phil and Alan.
Right.
But in this one, I think he just goes through so much, and it's almost like the camera stays on him more this movie. You get to feel more of what he's doing, and I just think that I had the best seat in the house.
Well, that's one of the things that I noticed that it's tough to follow up a movie like The Hangover because it's just such a huge part of our culture now. Everybody does it, but because of your chemistry, right away when the movie started, it's like
those guys.
Yeah, you guys are just really. How did you guys develop that? I mean, because you just met these guys, right, in the first movie?
Yeah, organically. It just happened. Yeah. It's one of those miracles that just occur where it's just effortless. And I got to tell you, man, this one especially, because the circumstances were so arduous, and logistically speaking, it was a much more difficult movie. But once we got on set, and the 4 of us, including Todd, were there, it just flowed. And because we were so much more grounded in our characters this movie, it just allowed for the improvisation or the execution of the scenes to occur on such a fast, easy level.
One thing I kept thinking about, Brad, if you look at the poster there, you're always in that same outfit, looking disheveled, sweaty, hungover, basically. How does that happen? How many of those outfits do you wear during the...
I realized this shirt I'm wearing now is the shirt from Hangover 1.
It's the exact one?
It's the exact same shirt.
Wow,
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks in good shape.
Yeah, well, they
must have dry cleaned it a few times or something.
Yeah, I realized that this morning when I put it on. And I have this shirt. I've worn this shirt a bunch.
But is that the same one? I mean, you didn't have like 10 different...
30 of them. Yeah, because there's all different degrees of their, descent into Bangkok's abyss.
But I always laugh, like, when you wake up, for what's going on. I mean, it starts with you this time, and it's just, for me, I'm laughing at that. I'm thinking, how did you get in that state? That's what I want to know.
And that's what's great, and I'm a little bit sick. I kept saying, like, let's make, like, I should be soaking wet. You know what I mean? I remember we were shooting and Todd's like, I'm like, no more water. He's like, enough with the water. But it's so crazy with, like, he's just soaked. It's like, what the hell?
Looks
like, what just happened?
Yeah, exactly. That says a lot without saying anything. It's exactly. Like, oh my gosh.
He's just soaking wet.
How did he get that way?
Yeah.
The other thing too with this, you guys get to act with a monkey this time. Last time it was, anything strange happened there?
With Crystal. Crystal's insane. She's on my shoulder most of the movie. Yeah. And I definitely had a lot of scratches there because especially there was one scene where we're walking in the streets of Bangkok and there's an elephant in the background. I mean, the elephant, the monkey, no bueno. and so she was, after we would say cut, the elephant walk past, and she would just dig into my shoulder every take.
One of the biggest things about this movie, especially in the first one, are the pictures at the end.
Yeah.
And so again, we get to see that again.
Yeah.
To me, I'm thinking, you guys must be having a blast doing that. And I'm curious how you approach it. Do you take it throughout the film, or is it a set couple days?
No. We throughout, as we film the movie, we take them. In the beginning and the end. But I'm curious what you think. I think because this movie is much more about the 3 guys and what happens, when those end credits come on, I'm going, oh yeah, that would be cool to see what happened, but not, oh my God, what happened?
No, it wasn't as much.
The first one was really the setup, and then the punchline are the ending credits. This one, it's like, oh yeah, here's what happened.
Because you already kind of touched on it a little bit throughout. And,
that's true. Yeah, there's the video that we see, at the tattoo parlor.
Yeah, it has a different pack, because this
different.
one has that very strong, with what happens to Ed's character.
Exactly.
So that's the shocking.
That's the shocking thing, as opposed to what happened the night before.
And all the fun. So.
Yeah.
Now there were a lot more stunts in this.
Yeah.
Which I noticed right away. Now, is that something that, I mean, what was the purpose for that? You just wanted to...
Just a bigger movie.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a big city that's populated, and, you know, it's like, let's up the ante a little bit.
Sure.
You know, Mr. Chow's involved again, and, you know, it's just, it's like a bigger movie. So if it's a bigger movie in every aspect, scope, so that would demand a bigger action part of the movie.
Everybody's going to be very excited to see this, and I've had the pleasure of seeing it already. Is there going to be a 3? Have you guys already
I think that
yet?
if the second one, we have talked about it, yeah,
Okay.
and starting to talk about it extensively. If the second one does well, I can't imagine that we won't do a third one.
I hope so. Well, it was really great meeting you.
Yeah, you too.
Have a great day. Thanks,
yeah,
man.
travel safe.
All right, I will.